Good afternoon, and thank you for letting me speak today on the 6 principles of persuasion. I first heard Robert Cialdini talk at the National Science Foundation at a distinguished lecture, and I immediately saw the potential of his approaches based in social psychology and marketing to animal welfare issues, and in particular the issues that interested me in companion animals in rural areas. So I'll briefly mention the 6 principles of persuasion, tell you a little bit about how some groups are already using these methods, and give some examples, and then maybe mention some ways that this could be used in the future, even in a possible research program. Robert Cialdini is the Regents Professor of Psychology and Marketing at Arizona State University, and he's best known for his 1984 book on persuasion, and it's called Influence, and his ideas evolved after attending many seminars, and he published many scientific papers and has worked on this and has just recently come out with a new book called Persuasion. It just came out in early September. The 6 principles of persuasion, 6 principles are reciprocity. People will give back to you the treatment they got from you. If you're nice to them, in general, they'll be nice to you. Liking, people are more likely to say yes to you if they know you and like you, so if you're a neighbor. Authority, people are more likely to be persuaded by you when they see you as having knowledge or credibility on a topic. So this has been mentioned already. A veterinarian will be more likely to persuade somebody about the health of their pet. Commitment and consistency, that's number 4. People will feel the need to comply with your request if it is consistent with what they've publicly committed themselves to do in your presence, and get them to write it down. That'll make them more likely to do it. 5, social proof or consensus. People are more likely to say yes if there are people just like them who have said yes. So for example, if they know their neighbors are keeping their dogs in their house, perhaps they'd be more likely to bring their dogs inside if they typically keep them outside, chained to a doghouse. And finally, scarcity. People are more inclined to want something if it's in short supply. So for instance, a free spay-neuter voucher, which is only good while supplies last. So people are going to rush to the vet to get one. In the US, there are already a number of organizations that are already using these approaches, whether they know it or not. For instance, this dog here is looking for his free spay-neuter voucher at Stray Rescue of St. Louis. It was already mentioned earlier in the week, and I'm going to be talking about the Pets for Life program, and the precursor of that, which was the Unchained Dogs Coalition, which is still in existence in the Durham, North Carolina area. It was started by Amanda Arrington and Lori Hensley, and one of the things that they do is they provide a spay-neuter voucher to pet owners who keep their pets outside in exchange for putting up a fence. So they have to agree to get their dog spayed and neutered in exchange for getting a nice fenced-in yard for their pet so that they can interact with them more easily. And I was trying to find a good photograph to illustrate the principle of authority. I did put up a slide here of this calendar that is used by a local rescue group in my area to show the local sports team, the Capitals, a hockey team that is all with rescue dogs. So that's going to make people more likely to adopt a rescued dog if they see that their favorite sports hero is also has a rescue dog. So another way of thinking of this is people, might use the fire chief in their local town to try and get people to be convinced to perhaps bring their dogs inside when it's cold, because he brings his dog inside when it's cold. So basically, there are already people using a lot of these principles, and the good news is that they're already being used by many groups, and it's important for people to understand the best ways to approach a situation if they want to ethically influence people to change their behavior. And this could be used in any number of ways: for fundraising, for trying to encourage pet owners to bring their dogs inside, to encourage them to spay and neuter, and for a variety of other applications. Thank you.